Hi friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Train. This is the fourth video related to Fssai descriptive exam to the topic Indian scenario of Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 and its background. And on last video we have discussed about what is FSSAI, its objective, aim, powers and pictorial representation of the structure of FSSAI. Today we are going to deal in detail regarding the structure of FSSAI. FSSAI comprises of a chairperson and 22 members, out of which one-third are to be women. So the Food Authority of India, it should consist of a chairperson and 22 members, out of which one-third are women. And the central government appoint or establish a body to be known as the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is the Food Authority or FSSAI. For what? To exercise the powers conferred on and to perform the functions assigned to the authority under the Act Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. So, the Food Authority of India is appointed or established by the central government to exercise the powers conferred and to perform the functions assigned to the FSSAI Act, that is the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. So, it is the duty of the Food Authority of India to regulate and monitor the manufacture, processing, distribution, sale and import of food so as to ensure safe and wholesome food. So it is the duty. What is the duty of FSSAI or the Food Authority? It is to regulate and monitor the manufacture, processing, distribution, sale, import of food so as to ensure safe and wholesome food, and also to provide scientific advice and technical support to the central government and state government in matters framing policy and rules in areas which have a direct or indirect bearing on food safety and nutrition. So, then coming to the Central Advisory Committee. The Central Advisory Committee shall ensure close cooperation between the Food Authority of India and the enforcement agencies and organizations operating in the field of food. So, the Central Advisory Committee should ensure a close cooperation between Food Authority and the enforcement agencies and organizations operating in the field of food. The Central Advisory Committee shall advise the Food Authority on what? On the performance of the duties under this section, that is proposal for the Food Authority's work program, mainly on prioritization of work, identification of risk, then pooling of knowledge and functions specified by the regulations. So the Central Advisory Committee should monitor the product approval, scientific approval, management, central food labs, then enforcement surveillance. There should be a close cooperation between the enforcement surveillance and the Food Authority. It should be maintained by the Central Advisory Committee. Then also the food authority should be assisted by scientific panel. We already talked about the that is the main aim of food authority is to lay down science-based structure and procedures. So there should be scientific members in the authority. So the food authorities should be assisted by scientific committees and scientific panels. For what? For setting standards. So the Food Authority should be assisted by scientific committees and panels for setting standards. So the food authorities shall establish scientific panels which consist of independent scientific experts. The food authorities should establish scientific panel with independent scientific experts Also, the food authority shall constitute a scientific committee which shall consist of chairpersons of the scientific panels and 6 independent scientific experts not belonging or affiliated to any scientific panels. So, the scientific committee should be formed in such a way that it consists of chairpersons of the scientific panels, 6 independent scientific experts not belonging to or affiliated to any of the scientific panels, and the scientific committee shall be responsible for providing scientific options or opinions to the food authority and shall have powers where necessary of organizing public hearings. This is the activity of a scientific committee. Then next is the CEO, that is the Chief Executive Officer. This Chief Executive Officer should be an ex-official of the Central Advisory Committee, and the chairperson should be the ex-official of the Central Advisory Committee. The Chief Executive Officer should be an ex-official chairperson of the Central Advisory Committee, and the CEO will be responsible for day-to-day administration of the Food Authority. The day-to-day administration of the Food Authority should be the responsibility of Chief Executive Officer. The food authority and the state food authorities shall monitor and verify the relevant requirements of a law are fulfilled by food business operators at all stages of food business. So, the food authority, mainly the CEO, will be responsible for the day-to-day activities or day-to-day administration of the authority regarding finance division, vigilance division, then codex cell, and for product approval, scientific approval, then management, central food labs, then enforcement surveillance also should be maintained. This enforcement surveillance should be maintained by both the food authority and the state food authorities. Then the state food authorities or the state government shall appoint the Commissioner of Food Safety of State. And the Commissioner of Food Safety of State is appointed for the efficient implementation of food safety and standards and other requirements laid under the Food Safety and Standards Act and the rules and regulations made under that act. So the state government appoint the Commissioner of Food Safety. Then the Commissioner of Food Safety appoint the designated officers. What is the role of designated officers? The designated officers, they shall not be below the rank of a sub-divisional officers, and they should be in charge of food safety administration specified by the regulations, and there should be specific designated officers for each districts, and they have the rights to issue or cancel license of food business operators, and then they have the rights to prohibit the sale of any article of food which is in contravention of the provisions of the Act and rules and regulations, then to receive report and sample of articles of food from food safety officers. These are all the duties of the food safety officer. Then the Commissioner of the Food Safety can also appoint the food analyst according to the qualification prescribed by the central government, and the food analyst is assigned for ensuring the food safety. And this is about the FSSAI structure. I think you are now clear about the structure of FSSAI. Thank you for listening this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe our channel and share this with your friends.